Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the very first time, I want to say warm welcome to you. I'm so happy to have you here. So in my last video I uploaded last week, I had a request from so many of you asking me to show you how I make my lasagna. So as you can see in front of me is a homemade lasagna I have just made, and I'm going to show you step by step on how you can make this yummy lasagna garnished with salad. And what I use for the salad is just lettuce and fresh tomato and also mayonnaise. So guys, stay tuned. Let's quickly dive into it so you can see how I make my homemade lasagna. So in preparation of our homemade lasagna, in front of me are the ingredients I'm going to be using to prepare this lasagna. So I have cayenne pepper, as you can see in front of me. I'm going to use it as well. Also, I have scotch bonnet in the bowl, which I'm going to use. Then I have chopped in tomato. You can also buy fresh and chop it if you want. Then that's a garlic powder. That's all-purpose seasoning, turmeric powder as usual. And I have dry thyme I will also be using for today's lasagna. Then my onion was already chopped. Then cheese cottage as well I'm going to be using, salt, Cameroon pepper, lasagna sheets. I'm using whole wheat lasagna sheets because I prefer to use this. There are different types in the shop that you can actually buy and use. Then in front of me is a lean beef mixed I'm using for this lasagna today. As you can see in the pack, it's gotten from Iceland, and the lean beef is not fatty. That's why I love using it. Then I have grated cheese I'm also going to use in preparation of this lasagna. So guys, I'm going to show you step by step on how you will be able to do this at home on your own. So in preparation of the lasagna beef, I already have it in the frying pan, and I'm adding the seasoning cubes I'm using to steam it. Then also I'm adding dry thyme to it. Then I will add my turmeric powder as usual. You guys know I really love using turmeric powder, so I'm adding turmeric powder to it to give it that taste that I want. Then also I have the garlic powder as well, which I'm going to use. So I've just added some garlic as well. You can actually use a fresh garlic if you want, but I'm using the dry one. Then I have the Cameroon pepper I'm applying now to it. Then I'm going to add some salt to it now. Then also I have my onion already chopped, which I'm going to introduce to it. Then I've added my chopped onion. Next thing I'm going to do is to spread it, and allow it to cook until it becomes brown or until it is properly cooked. So I'm just going to stir it, so when it's cooking, the ingredient I have applied will be able to cook into the beef and make it more delicious and tasty for us. So I'm just still going to keep stirring before I turn on the cooker and allow it to cook. So it's already cooking. At this point I'm going to add the scotch bonnet and the cayenne pepper already sliced. I'm going to add it to add more flavor and make it more delicious. So I'm just stirring it, and after stirring it I'm still going to allow it to cook until it is completely done. Then we can now use it for our homemade lasagna. So while it's cooking, I already have the chopped tomato I showed you from the beginning. So I'm going to add this chopped tomato to my minced beef and stir it. But it looks like this chopped tomato will not be enough. It won't be able to give me the actual color I want it to be. So I may end up adding some of my tomato paste. You can actually carry on adding more of your chopped tomato if you've got, but I think I'm going to add some more of tomato paste. So I'm going to add some of my tomato paste to it. That's because I want it to be more colorful, inviting, attractive, and I just want it to be a bit of stew color. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't want it to be too brown at the same time. So I've just added a bit of tomato paste and I'm going to stir it and allow it to keep cooking while I go ahead to put my lasagna in a bowl of boiled water. I have actually boiled water, pouring it in a bowl, which I'm going to put the lasagna sheet in it. So I'm going to add a bit of salt to it. That's because I want the lasagna sheet to be soft. I don't want to parboil it before using it. There are some that are already parboiled that you can get from the shop, but this one is not parboiled, so I'm using boiled water. So I'm going to place the sheets, as you can see, in the boiled water and allow it to get soft before I use it. So it depends on how many sheets you're using, but it seems I'm going to end up using like 10 sheets because of the baking pan I'm going to use for this lasagna. So at this point I'm going to allow it for another 10 to 15 minutes to get soft before I use it for the lasagna. Wow, coming back to our minced beef, you can see how inviting and how appetizing it looks. We haven't used it yet for the lasagna, but this one looks like you can actually use it to eat your rice or any other thing you want to use it for. So I just had a test and I don't need to correct my seasoning because I think all the ingredients I've put is okay. So going back to my lasagna sheet, yeah, I'm still going to leave it and allow it to get soft for another 5 minutes while I go ahead to mix the cheese cottage you can see in front of me and also the grated cheese. I'm mixing both of them together, but you can actually decide to use them separately, but I prefer to mix them together because I want that creamy and delicious taste from my lasagna while eating it. So I'm adding my cheese cottage, putting it in a clean bowl in front of me. I'm using 2 packs because of the quantity of the lasagna I'm going to prepare. You can actually use 1 pack if it's a small quantity you're preparing, but because I'm preparing a whole lot, then that's why I'm using 2 packs, and I'm going to add the grated cheese now to it and mix them properly. So I'm just adding it, like I said, mix them. So if you're watching me till now, why don't you just click on the subscribe button and subscribe to join my beautiful family, because we have a whole lot to learn here. So back to our lasagna. Now you can see that I'm mixing it together. I'm just going to keep doing this until it is properly mixed. So in front of me, you can see that it is properly mixed now. So I'm going to use it for our homemade lasagna as requested by you guys. I'm doing what you actually requested for. So putting it aside, I'm bringing the lasagna sheets in front of me. So I'm going to remove them from the water separately and place them in the other clean bowl in a way that they will still not stick, because I don't want them to stick together. So I'm going to repeat this for the remaining 6 sheets I'm going to be using for this lasagna. This is 4 already, so I'm going to carry on doing this for the remaining 6 sheets I'll be using for the lasagna. So guys, in front of me is all the ingredients I'm using for the lasagna. Wow, look at the minced beef. You can see that color I actually wanted. It looks really inviting. So I'm going to start by adding that in the cake pan or the baking pan I'm using. So I'm adding that at the bottom because I don't want to start with the lasagna sheets. If I do that, then it's going to burn from the bottom. So that's why I'm adding some of the minced beef here first before I place my lasagna sheet. Don't worry, my hands are clean. I've already washed it. So I'm just going to start arranging them in the right order in which I want them to be arranged. So I'm using 3 on the first layer. Then I'll go ahead I'm just adjusting it so you can see it correctly. Yeah, I'm added my mixed meat, which we all prepared together from the beginning of this video. So I'm just going to keep adding it, spread it across because I want them to be properly spread. Then cheese cottage and grated cheese we mix together is what I'm adding at this point. I'm still going to do the same. add it and spread it as well. Keep spreading it until I know that it covers the whole ends. Use the back of your spoon you're using to do that. So that's what I will carry on doing. I think I may end up having 3 layers, so I'm going for the second layer now. So I'm placing my lasagna sheet. You can see that it's soft because of what I did. There are some that you don't really need to put in boiled water that you can use straight away, but this one you have to parboil or you have to put in boiled water. So I'm still going to repeat the same method by adding my minced beef. As you can see, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to carry on. Spread it in a way that any part of the lasagna you cut, you will definitely have the beef and also the cheese to eat. So I'm going to repeat the same method as well for the cheese, cottage and grated cheese. Make sure that they are properly spread across the baking pan. Yeah, using the back of your spoon to smooth it, dress it. Yeah, so this one I'm adding some cheese to it. I didn't add on the first layer, but I'm adding on the second layer. It's totally optional. It depends on how you want to use. So I'm doing the third layer now. As you can see, it looks like I'm going to use 4 sheets on this layer because the pan I'm using, the baking pan, is wider at the top. So I'm using 4 sheets. I'm going to break that into 2 to fill up the remaining space you're seeing. So that's what I'm going to do to make sure that it's well covered before I add the minced beef. That's what I'm doing now. I'm going to spread it across. Make sure that all parts of the baking pan has minced meat before I carry on adding the cheese cottage and also the grated cheese. So I'm just going to carry on doing this until it is well dressed. Yeah, make sure that it goes from end to end. So guys, I hope you have been enjoying this step-by-step tutorial because I didn't want to skip any parts. I wanted to show you everything in full so I don't miss any part. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that it's properly dressed and presentable. So I'm adding the cheese cottage to it, and I'm going to carry on doing the same until I get that smooth layer that I want. And you know something about lasagna, it's really nice. I really didn't know about lasagna not until I think 2-3 years ago, when my husband's friend told me about it and he came to the house and I watched him prepare it, and that was how I fell in love with it. And he has done a video with me before. You guys will know one of the videos that we cooked together. So he's the one that actually made me know about lasagna. I have eaten it, but I didn't know what the name was. So now I'm in love with it. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that it's properly dressed. Then I'm going to add some of my cheese again to it. I really love enough cheese in my lasagna because it gives it a very good taste. When you do it this way, I'm preparing it, you will definitely enjoy it and also want to be having more of it. So this is now well dressed, and I have turned on the oven to about 140 degrees. So once I put it in the oven, I'm going to increase the oven to 170 degrees. But before I put it in the oven, I'm getting a clean blue kitchen roll to clean off the areas that have gone some of these things so they don't start burning from the beginning of me baking it. So I'm going to put it now in the oven. As you can see, Then I'm going to allow it to bake between 30 to 45 minutes, increasing the oven to 170 degrees. So I'm going to let that alone. So this is the wedges I showed you guys last week that made you all requested for the lasagna. So this is the wedges we are going to use for this lasagna once it's ready. It's 40 minutes later, so let me just see how the lasagna is baked. Wow, this is cooked, it's ready. Yeah, it looks really done. So I'm just going to bring it out of the oven and put it on the rack and let it cool off before I do anything to it. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this homemade lasagna tutorial, as requested by you that I should post how I make my lasagna after posting the wedges last week. So this is your request, completely done. As you can see that this lasagna looks really inviting, really yummy. And meanwhile, I got the wedges I posted last week ready. That's the wedges I'm going to use. I'm going to fry it so we can enjoy it with the lasagna. So guys, as you can see in front of me is a lasagna. I have taken out a portion to show you how the center actually looks like, to see how creamy and how delicious it looks like. So look at it. In the plate, you can see some wedges by it, but I wanted you to see the center. And not just only wedges I'm going to enjoy this with. I have salad, very simple salad I made with lettuce and fresh tomato and my mayonnaise. Then we're going to enjoy this lasagna with it, with the side wedges, as you can see. And you can see how yummy and how inviting, how appetizing this lasagna looks with this whole stuff surrounding it. I believe it's going to be very delicious. Like, I can't wait to eat it. As you can see, it's really inviting and it's going to be yummy. So I believe you must have enjoyed this video as requested. Like, you guys wanted me to show you how I make this delicious lasagna, and I know you must have enjoyed it. That is why I made it in a way that I'm not going to skip any part, so you can actually look at this video and prepare yours. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do not forget to click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, also like, comment, share this video with family and friends, and also let me know once you are able to try your homemade lasagna. Look at it. Wow, I can't wait to enjoy it. So thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye for now. Bye.